I now am pleased to introduce you to our next session. We're going to lighten it up a little bit. I'd love to introduce you to Marla Brennan. Marla is a multidisciplinary performing artist who works as a juggler, actress, and arts educator. In 2020, she was diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer and underwent a total hysterectomy and chemotherapy. In her fight against cancer, she discovered that creative role-playing, writing songs and poetry, and using her imagination to enjoy herself were great antidotes to the grief and loss of fertility. She actually had fun while she had cancer. Subsequently, she started the project Imagination Beats Cancer, which aims to help cancer patients and survivors explore how their imagination can help them restore their well-being and their joy for life. Welcome, Marla.
Hello, thank you, Stephanie. I am so happy to be here tonight. I am just happy that I am well enough to be doing some stand-up because as a cancer survivor, I have definitely done a whole lot of lay down, okay? Comedians work very hard to perfect their stand-up routine, but cancer patients, we work incredibly hard to perfect the lay down routine. And this is not a simple act. It's actually highly complex. I'm going to break it down for you, okay? Now, first of all, for the ovarian cancer lay down routine, you're going to need a lot of pillows, okay? If you're newly diagnosed, people will be saying, I'm so sorry you have cancer. What can I do for you? You tell them what they can do for you. They can buy you the most expensive, luxurious pillows on the market because you are going to need them. You're going to need 2 pillows behind your back, a pillow behind your head. You're going to need 2 pillows on either side of you, a pillow under your legs, a pillow on your stomach to squeeze. You know, there's going to be a lot of tension in this situation, so it's good to squeeze something. Then you're going to need a pillow nearby in case of a pillow-related emergency, which can sometimes happen. In fact, everything you need, you're going to want it perfectly within reach, because long gone are the days where you're going to be rolling over and stretching to get something. No, you're not going to be rolling over in your own bed. Who do you think you are? Someone who can just use their abdominal muscles whenever they want? No. If you have ovarian cancer, at some point, you are likely going to be doing a very big surgery. So there will be no rolling over and reaching. Everything should be set up perfectly. You got your chapstick, you know, you want to keep it moist. You need your essential oils. You want to try and be natural. And then you've got all the drugs, okay? Forget being natural, actually, just take the drugs, okay? You got the anti-acid pill, the anti-nausea pill, then you got the anti-inflammatory pill. You've got the painkiller, the sleep aid, and the stool softener, the most important thing, really. If you remember nothing from me, please remember the stool softener if you're going to have a surgery. Then how about a little bit of CBD, maybe a little bit of THC? Okay, this is not medical advice. It's just personal preference. In my lay down routine, I had my devices always nearby. I had my phone right here, my laptop right over there, a remote control for the TV. I had my headset in. Then I had an eye mask on. I had a night guard because I grind my teeth. And then I was finally all set and I'm ready to relax. Okay, I'm ready to relax. Wait. What is that sensation? It feels like hot, molten lava pulsing through every vein in my body. Yes, that is a hot flash. In the ovarian cancer lay down routine, you are going to need a fan, okay? You're going to be fanning yourself every hour, twice an hour, 24 hours a day, okay? After that, you're going to need a heating pad because hot flashes are often followed by extreme chills. It's just one of these things that happen. I'm sure some of you can relate. But no matter how good your lay down routine is, and mine was very complex, no matter what, within 20 minutes of laying down, your ass is going to go completely numb, okay? It's just, there's no way around that one. We do a lot of cancer research. There's no research, though, into how to prevent your butt from going completely numb when all you can do is lay around all day and try to recover. Now, I am, of course, speaking from personal experience. Yes, my butt did go completely numb, but more so, I'm an ovarian cancer survivor. And I was diagnosed at a time in the history of humanity when absolutely nothing important was happening. It was the spring of 2020. I'm sure you remember it well. There were no major events to report whatsoever. In fact, it was a perfect time. It was a perfect time to have a major medical emergency and then go down to the hospital and just see what was going on. So that's what I decided to do. You know, my body all of a sudden just went poof, and I had a tumor and it burst. Now, I didn't know I had a tumor until it burst. And then I definitely knew. The medical term, of course, is rupture. But you might have noticed I like a flair for drama. So I prefer to say burst. I prefer to say I had a tumor and it burst. That way, every year on May 14th, I can celebrate my anniversary, the day I had a tumor and it burst. I eventually, a few months after that, was diagnosed with a highly aggressive form of ovarian cancer. It's called carcinosarcoma. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe anybody out there with carcinosarcoma? You know, we're always searching for our cancer twin. You know, it's always nice to hear someone who has the exact same diagnosis as you. I don't know why that is, but you know, I meet somebody and they say, I had ovarian cancer. Immediately I say, I had ovarian cancer too. I say, did you have carcinosarcoma? They say, no, I had clear cell. And I say, oh, well, that's different. You know, it's not obviously that different. I do hope that you don't have carcinosarcoma. It is a very, it's a deadly disease, and it usually affects women over the age of 65. Now, I don't know if you noticed anything about me, but I'm not over the age of 65. No, I'm actually just 60 years old. I have an incredible skincare routine. I rub an entire avocado on my face every single day, you know? Again, this is not medical advice, it's just personal preference. But I ended up being diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer on my 35th birthday. And some people say that that cancer is a gift. And I get that, but a birthday gift? I mean, that's just cruel. It was literally the icing on a cake that I couldn't even eat because at the time I couldn't keep anything down. So it was a very difficult time. I faced a lot of challenges. 2020, at the beginning of the year, my mother died. And then the pandemic, of course. And then I had a tumor and it burst. And then I had stage 3 ovarian cancer. I started chemotherapy. I had a total hysterectomy, went into early menopause, lost my fertility. I ended up bald. And then my boyfriend at the time, he broke up with me because, well, I guess he didn't really want to be a part of the circus I had going on, you know? I guess that's what that was about. But one of the ways that I really did help myself, because you can imagine, and some of you have had a hard time like this, you can imagine how difficult it is. So what I ended up doing is I talked to myself. Now just nod if you also talk to yourself. Yeah, just nod really big if maybe you talk to yourself a little too much. Maybe you're starting to think, okay, maybe I'm talking to myself a little bit too much here. Okay, you're just like me then. And I know some of you are nodding out there. I mean, I can't see you right now. In fact, I can't see anybody right now. So as far as I know, I'm still just here alone talking to myself. But like I said, it works for me. So I wouldn't just say things like, you got this, Marla, keep going, it's going to be okay, because those things, they fall kind of flat. I talk to myself. I would tell myself elaborate scenarios that would be going on that were completely different from what I was dealing with. It was really a way of coping. So for example, the night before I had to start the chemotherapy, I really didn't want to do chemotherapy. I considered myself to be a natural person. I didn't like the idea of chemotherapy. So the night before I went, I told myself, listen, you're not going to chemotherapy. You're not going. No, you are going to a new school. Yes. So pack your bag, get a snack, pick out an outfit, because tomorrow you're going to a new school and you're even going to make a friend. So I could buy this. I could buy this. The next day I went, my dad drove me to the Credit Valley Hospital. He dropped me off. And it did feel like the first day of school. I was very nervous. I didn't want to say goodbye to my dad. I walked into this strange building. Everybody looked scary. I went to the bathroom and I cried because I missed my mom so much. Then I wandered down the hall, found my chair, and the nurse put an IV in my arm, pumped me full of Benadryl, and I passed out. So it was a little different than school, but it did work for me. I woke up 5 hours later. It was a 7-hour treatment. And I thought, okay, this is actually going pretty well. And I thought, but I haven't made a friend yet. As soon as I thought that, someone across the room stood up, and it was an older man, and he wheeled his chemo pole with him, came over to me and said, "Is this your first treatment?" And I said, "Yes." It was very obvious because I had long hair at the time. And he said, "Listen, you are going to bounce back. You are going to lose all your hair, but it's going to grow back. You're going to be exhausted, but one day you're going to get your energy back." And then he told me that he had been fighting cancer for 12 years. And he said, "Don't let anybody tell you that chemotherapy is bad for you, because these drugs can save your life." And that really meant a lot to me. He was the perfect friend on my first day of chemo school. And I'm really glad that that was who I met in the chemo suite, or in my imagination, at my new school. I'm really glad it wasn't a newly menopausal woman going through chemotherapy, because she would have really broken it down for me. She would have told me the real deal. I'm pretty sure she would have said something like this: "Listen, you are going to lose all of your hair, okay? Your eyebrows gone, your eyelashes gone, all of your hair, honey, okay? But don't worry. One day it's going to grow back. Oh, it'll grow back real thick on both sides of your face. That's right, honey. You're going to grow a little beard. It'll be a blonde beard. Maybe nobody will be able to see it, but every time you look in the mirror, it's going to be all you can see is your blonde little beard. Oh, and guess what, honey? You're going to sweat in places you didn't even know you could sweat. See this spot right here? You're going to sweat right there. Yeah. Oh, in the back of your legs, where your knee is, Niagara Falls, honey, okay? Oh, and here, yeah, you're going to think you're crying, but it's not tears because your life's so miserable now. No, it's just sweat running down the side of your face all the time, honey. Don't worry about it, okay? Oh, and don't let anybody tell you that menopausal women doing chemotherapy aren't sexy, honey, okay? Because we are officially the hottest bitches on this planet." And poof, then she would just burst into a ball of flames, and I would just be sitting there in the chemo suite, and I'd be shivering cold, because hot flashes are often followed by extreme chills. So fortunately, I did not meet that woman. Instead, I became that woman, and I am proud of it. I am proud to be an ovarian cancer survivor. And my wish for you is that, first, that you have really nice pillows, okay? Go all out with this. Second, that you embrace talking to yourself, because you really are your greatest resource. And third, that no matter what you're facing, and I know that you are facing some really difficult things, but my wish is that you can find little opportunities to have a little bit of fun. Thank you so much for indulging me in my imagination. It means a lot to me. If you want to connect, if you want to find out more about how I like to have fun processing my cancer experience, then please visit me at herimagination.org. Thank you very much to everyone who hosted this event.
Thank you so much, Marla, for enlightening us and sharing some of your humor with us. I also wanted to just shout out your Instagram as well. It's at her_imagination_works. And like she said as well, www.herimagination.org.